Hi, my name is Monica Krondyke, and today I'm going to talk to you about digital literacy and tweens. Right now, I am in the tween area of the Boyne District Library, as you can see. I thought this would be a good backdrop to have this discussion. So, first thing I'm going to start with is what digital literacy is. So digital literacy is the knowledge, skills, and behaviors used in a broad range of digital devices such as smartphones, tablets, laptops, and desktop PCs, all of which are seen as network rather than computing devices. Wow, that's a mouthful. So basically what digital literacy is in my interpretation is that it's knowing how to use your phone, your tablet, and the computer. And so when we talk about digital literacy in tweens, we're talking specifically about how kids between the ages of 9 and 12 use those devices. So the first thing I want to talk about is how sometimes it can be difficult when we're talking about tweens to think of them as a group of people that we might know less than, because they are actually digital natives. And what that basically means is that they will have never experienced a time in their short lives where the internet has not been available. So oftentimes it can seem like, well, they know so much more than us. What can we possibly do to help them? Well, unfortunately for tweens, they often need to be educated on how to make responsible decisions when it comes to using their devices, how to properly search for things, on the internet, what devices are appropriate, and also like what to believe and what not to believe, and to understand that they need to use those critical thinking skills when they're using their devices. So this first thing I wanted to show you, I thought was a very interesting quote about Abraham. Well, it says it's Abraham Lincoln, but I'll just show it to you and you can kind of see what it says. Oh, no, it's backwards. So it says, don't believe everything you read on the internet just because there's a picture with a quote next to it. So basically that means, you're going to have to read things with a critical eye. And one of the things that librarians can do and we can do to help tweens is to have them understand that just because that there are multiple contributors to the internet and that they don't always do their research and that it's not always valid information. So that's the other thing. So if a tween comes into the library and they're performing a basic search, what can we do to help them? Well, we can explain to them that there is more than one source for information and that they don't just have to use the first 5 things that pop up on Google. In fact, they probably shouldn't use the first 5 things that pop up on Google. They should learn to dig a little deeper and to really test out those sources. Other things that we can do as librarians is to provide them with materials that are going to get them, thinking about technology. Like this is an example of one of the books that we have at the Boyne District Library. It is about getting started with Raspberry Pi. So there's that title. There's also this one, another example, Beginner's Guide to Raspberry Pi. Here's one that we have too, this Make Lego and Arduino projects. So just to be able to provide them multiple sources of information that they can use to help them, really broaden their technology knowledge. Something else that I think we can do to help tweens with digital literacy is to empower their parents. So we have this title, iRules. It's just basically a parenting book and talks about how to, how to help parents, So, and one of the other things that we can do as librarians is to make sure that we're trained, that we know what we're doing when we're using technology. So taking classes, going to workshops, attending conferences. Also, there's a great website. It's called digitalliteracy.gov, and that's another great resource for librarians to use if you were wondering if your library was up to standards, if your staff was up to standards. You could take a quick look at that. Okay, well, I want to keep it under the 5-minute mark so I could talk about this forever because I feel like it's something that is so important for us librarians to really embrace and to be able to teach and help tweens, but really all people with digital literacy. So thanks for watching.